saying thoughts and prayers just isn't enough. Because it's going to take a lot more than that.
And you just heard from Kansas City, Kansas Mayor and CEO Tyrone Gardner after Kansas City, Kansas police officer Hunter Simoncic was killed this morning. Here's a live look right now at that growing memorial outside of the KCK Police Department, honoring his memory tonight. The community is pulling together once again to pay tribute to that fallen officer. Good evening, I am Bria Berry. Officer Simoncic was killed this morning after being hit by a truck during a pursuit. All of this happening early this morning. Police got that 911 call of shots being fired on Everett at North 77th. Officers found suspect Dennis Mitchell, the third, but he drove off. The officer was trying to toss stop 6 near 72nd and State to end the chase. Police say Mitchell drove his truck at the officer, hitting him, and then he ran from the scene. Mitchell was later arrested after crashing in a car in the area of Caw Drive and K32. Tonight, that officer is being remembered for all that he did, even on and off the job. KABC 9's Jackson Kurtz is live at the KCK Police Department with more on how he is being honored tonight. Jackson.
Yeah, Bria, we spoke to one of his good friends. Just so much emotion tonight in KCK. It's been 1 month since Deputy Elijah Ming was killed, so the emotions are still very raw. Since we've been here earlier today, more flowers have been on that cruiser there left by folks. One of his other friends came by, left flowers there. Just so many people hurting tonight.
My favorite memory is when I was living downtown, we used to go on runs together. He's a lot more agile than I'm a bigger guy.
Justice Horn is remembering the good times with his friend Hunter.
Us running up Main Street next to Union Station and him having to slow down a little bit for me.
The last time they spoke, they were trying to find a time in their busy lives to get together.
We were supposed to get coffee and I kept brushing it off. I feel bad because I'm really busy. He was busy, I was busy, and we would always support each other.
Horn says it was Hunter's life dream to be a police officer and give back.
There are very few people in our community who even dedicate to public service, and he was one of those few people who did that.
Which made waking up to the news of his friend's death even harder.
He loved his mother so much. And those are just the people I worry about, or the people who knew how important this was to him.
Still, it's his passion to help others that Horn says won't be forgotten.
I think that this is where he wanted to be, you know?
And Horn talked about as well that Deputy Ming's death really bothered his friend, something that he really kept on his mind while also trying to serve his community. Live in KCK tonight, Jackson Kurtz, KABC 9 News.
All right, Jackson, thank you. A procession was held this afternoon as the body of that fallen officer was transported from the hospital. As you can see, a line of police motorcycles traveled east on I-70, then south of 435. And of course, we are waiting on funeral arrangements to be made public. Once we get that information, we'll share it with you here first. The fallen officer is not just being remembered for his service tonight, but for his impact in the community. He volunteered with Lead to Read program. The program's director tells us he had just signed up to be a mentor again this semester. Friends say he wanted to show students that obstacles don't really define you. Friends tell us he had a speech impediment and used it as a way to inspire others, especially his second grade mentee.
I think we're all, sitting heavy that the little boy that had Hunter is not going to find him, even though Hunter wanted to be there, wanted to be back at the school, wanted to keep reading to kids.
And those at the Lead to Read program say Officer Simoncic will be remembered as a role model. The loss of another law enforcement officer hitting close to home in Wyandotte County and KCK again tonight.
Shameful acts of violence in our community. A young man that came to work and, like everybody else, wanted to go home. And he was denied that through senseless, unnecessary violence.
And those at the Lead to Read program also remembering him, as well as you heard from Mayor and CEO of Unified Government and KCK, Tyrone Gardner, a former KCK police officer himself, at a news conference this morning talking about all of what they remember about Officer Simoncic and the KCK chief of police. Well, tonight we are uncovering the suspect, Dennis Mitchell III's lengthy criminal history. It dates back more than a decade. Wyandotte County sheriffs showing records showing Mitchell had been arrested 17 times since 2014. At first arrest was a drug case. In 2020, Mitchell was arrested for interfering with law enforcement officer. Back in 2021, he was arrested for first-degree murder. The Wyandotte County District Attorney's Office tells us charges were not pursued because of a lack of evidence. And then this past December, he was charged in a meth possession case out on bond. We asked the defense attorney about Mitchell being out of jail with his past criminal history.
Well, it's surprising, but it's also not a surprise at the same time, based on what I know of the Wyandotte County District Attorney and how things are managed.
And exactly 1 month ago, we know Mitchell faces several charges in this case, including first-degree murder and vehicle homicide. Exactly 1 month ago, Wyandotte County Deputy Elijah Ming died after responding to a call for help. A woman called police after a man threatened her as she was moving out. Deputy Ming and KCK police officer responded. Ming was shot where he died at the hospital. The suspect in this case is facing capital murder charges.